Welcome to the life of a nice brother, light-skinned, black father, white mother. Tried to be a player, found out I'm a slight lover. Come from Carolina, I'm fly, I'm a right brother. Went away to...
What's good, everybody? My name's Aaron.
Man, we getting straight into it today, man. We ain't got time for the intro.
Okay.
Let me tell y'all something about my dog, Steph Curry, man.
Wow.
He beat all the allegations that y'all try to put up against him. Steph Curry can't give us no memorable finals performance. Debunked. Steph Curry don't show up in the fourth. That was debunked.
Wow.
Steph Curry can't carry a team. That was debunked. What does he have to do? What does he have to do?
Okay, starting off all loud and stuff. My goodness.
They got me hot today.
Wow,
I've heard too much slander. We letting too much stuff fly. I've been letting too much stuff slide. I got to get on here and talk.
At least have them, go up 3-2 before you get all riled up. I mean,
nah, man, this step, man. Come on now, it's Steph Curry.
Well, my name is Aaron.
It's Brian,
and this is the Courtside View podcast. Now, Episode 12, by the way, Brian, I guess, hey, I feel the same way as Brian, I'm riled up as well because what Stephen Curry did last night was sensational. Unbelievable display of basketball by one of the all-time great point guards. He doesn't get his credit like he deserves. An all-time great point guard should get his credit. And people trying to say, like I said the last time, this whole narrative, he doesn't show up in the finals, he doesn't produce. Well, 43 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 50% from the field. That's producing in my book.
50% from three.
Oh, my God. And who else was on for Golden State tonight besides Stephen Curry? Andrew Wiggins, kind of 17 points, 16 rebounds, played good defense. But overall, when it came to offensive ability and production, nobody really was consistent besides none other than Wardell Stephen Curry. We all know his greatness. We all know what he's about. But some people keep denying it. Skip Bayless not even going to give him credit for hitting them clutch shots in the full quarter, saying Klay Thompson shot to get him up, one, his three-pointer, whatever. That's what really made them win the game. No, it was not. It was Stephen Curry's brilliance. Give that man credit. Stop with all of this narrative stuff because I'm tired of it. But I don't want to keep rambling on about Stephen Curry. I want to talk just about the game itself. And it was a close contest. It was a close game. Very entertaining to the wire. This is what we wanted. We didn't want no blowouts, from the previous rounds where one team is getting blown out by 20. The other team is winning by 15, 20. No, we want a competitive contest. And, man, this was something special.
Sensational.
Oh, my God. In the Garden. Boston, not New York, Boston, where 17 championships. You have that crowd saying all this stuff. F Draymond, you know what I'm saying? You see Curry's family's there, Draymond's family's there. All these people are there. You see Paul Pierce is there. You see John Wall was there. Yeah, he was there. At the end, they showed him. He was dapping up. I think it was Curry and them. All these people were there. The spotlight was on the Warriors because they were down 2-1. If they lose this game, they're going down 3-1. It's not looking too bright. And Stephen Curry said, I got this, coach, and proceeded to just explode like we've never seen before. Pause on that. Excuse me on that one. But anywho, like I was saying, the Warriors, like I said, I posted on IG yesterday before the game started that this game 3 wasn't on the coaches. It was on the players because Andrew Wiggins forgot where his man was at. Draymond kept getting beat. Jaylen Brown was just cooking them one-on-one. Klay Thompson, Otto Porter, they were forgetting their man as well. So it was a lot of forgetting where your man is at, not being at the right spot. It wasn't much about coaching. Yeah, Steve Kerr, there was some times where I was like, this lineup, like having the small ball lineup, maybe you should put more put Looney back in the game, have some size or something instead of having Gary Payton, Stephen Curry, Jordan Poole in there. Them dudes 6'3" at the highest. So I'm like, okay, Steve Kerr, like, what are you doing? But overall, listen, Steve Kerr, man, not many coaches are going to do what Steve Kerr did last night. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying we need to give Steve Kerr his flowers, because what he did to Draymond at the tail end of the game was something that only a winning coach would do. And that is, he took him out of the game because he saw that he wasn't producing. And, you know, you were on there saying, yo, Draymond, he looking kind of suspect right now.
Yeah.
And
smoking layups under the rim.
He put Looney back. He put Jordan Poole in the game, put Looney back, and they went on that little run, whatever. And then all of a sudden, 3 minutes remaining, he put Draymond back. And I was like, why would you do that? The game is looking well for you guys without Draymond on the floor. Why would you do that?
See, I understood it, though. I was like, well, they got the lead, and the best way to maintain a lead is to play defense.
Right.
So put your best defensive guy on the court. So that's why I wasn't really mad. Draymond was pretty much out the way. He was just there to play defense. I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah.
If they were still trailing and he put him back in, then there'd be an issue.
Right. And I was like, damn, you know, Draymond, he been looking real sketchy. But that just goes to show how much trust he has in his players, how much trust he has in Draymond, and just that relationship. And so, Draymond, hey, anytime you badmouth Steve Kerr, you cannot do it no more, because he trusted you when the game was on the line, and they just produced, man. This is why I did not pick the Boston Celtics to win this series, because... Why? Why are you making that face? Because
you just told me at least wait till they go up 3-2, and now you gonna say this?
No. This is what I want to say. This is one of the reasons why I didn't pick Boston Celtics to win the series, is because they beat themselves too often. What I mean by that is that they turn the ball over. They're shooting bad shots like Jason Tatum. We already know you know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum, like, oh my God, dude, hitting all of these, trying to shoot over guys, thinking he Kobe, not trying to finish, you know, the layup, trying to draw fouls left and right instead of trying to actually finish the layup itself. And then turning the ball over left and right. This is what I'm talking about the Boston Celtics. Because it was a game one where they barely turned the ball over and they won in convincing fashion. That is an anomaly, because that's not what we saw in the past series. So just talk about just the Boston Celtics and how they played. And also, you know, I already know you're going to get Jason Tatum.
The Boston Celtics. It was good, but it wasn't enough. You know, when Steph come to town and put 43 on your head, it's hard to walk out of there with a W. And Jason Tatum, oh Lord, I don't want to see no superstar talks. I don't want to see no top 10 talks. As far as I'm concerned, Jason Tatum and PG are on the same level of player. I'm sick. I can't take this anymore. This dude Tatum, for the entire series, he's shooting 14 for 51.
It was bad. 38%
from the mid-range.
He was like 38% from the field. Man.
He is shooting like 38% from mid-range and shooting nearly 50% from three. What is going on here?
Crazy.
He's turning the ball over. Yeah. He disappeared in the fourth. Like, what is really going on? Man is taking ill-advised shots. And this is why I said you got to let Tatum beat you. Because we can't. Mm-hmm. Then Marcus Smart, he thought he was him because he made some fake threes when the buzzer was coming down.
The bank three from game 3, that was crazy.
He was him and thought he had the green light. Jaylen Brown bailed out Jason Tatum so bad last night.
Oh my God, Jaylen Brown is their best player right now.
Man, if the Celtics pull this out, God forbid they don't, but he will win the Finals MVP. Tatum don't deserve that.
For sure. Because Draymond Green, he can't guard one-on-one Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown saw a fool when Draymond was on him.
Yeah. One thing I noticed that Al Horford, Ime Udoka, he took him out early in the first quarter, and I think one of the reasons why is because I talked about it. Stephen Curry just he was continuously cooking him, like, bro, on that drop coverage. Like, that's like, you watch game 3, you'll notice that Stephen Curry Curry was continuously going to that pick and roll where Al Horford was the man who was on the drop covers, and it was money every single time. And so the Boston Celtics, they did a lot better when it came to sort of guarding the pick and roll, but overall, Ime Udoka was like, nah, we're not taking that chance. We're going to pull you out. And ultimately, you didn't see a whole lot of Al Horford. So I was like, damn, how Steph going to score as easily now? But it did not matter. Steph still did his thing off ball. Like, he was just hitting some incredible.
2016 Steph
he was hitting some incredible shots. Like, Steph is one of those players. Every time I watch him, it feels like I'm watching him for the first time. Like, literally every single time. It's like
you've seen it dozens of times, hundreds of times, and it's still like, man, how is he still able to do
it never
stuff?
gets old, bro. Like, you just seeing him, like, he was coming off of a screen, right, and then the defender was right there, and then all of a sudden he pump faked the dude, like, I think it may have been Jason Tatum or something, pump fake, and then all of a sudden goes in the air, shoots it, but the dude was about to block him and everything, but his shot is so fast, and he just swished it. It's like, damn. Nothing but net. I'm like, bro, this dude is something else, man. Something else. But yeah.
Put some respect on Steph. Top 10 NBA history.
I don't know. Let's calm down.
He
gotta win. He gotta win. He gotta win. It's 2-2. It's 2-2. The Boston
Who was
Celtics.
Wilt Chamberlain?
Come on now, man.
Who was Wilt Chamberlain?
Don't disrespect Wilt Chamberlain.
Bill Russell higher than Wilt on my list.
Whoa, really?
You seen Wilt's stats when Bill Russell was playing him?
He was still cooking.
Look at the numbers.
All right, I'll look at the numbers. He was still
Look at the
cooking.
numbers.
He was still cooking.
That
the
man
Celtics.
was getting clamped.
All right. I'm just saying, like, I mean, yeah, because he got 7 Hall of Famers, but Wilt still. Hey, he got one time when he was with the Philadelphia Warriors. He got Bill Russell one time, right, and won that chip. So we got to give him credit on that one, especially when you got 7 Hall of Fames. But that's a different discussion for another day. But yeah, back to just the series itself. Game 3 again, like I said, just like you said, the fluke threes with Marcus Smart. Jason Tatum was playing a lot better. Jaylen Brown, of course, he was cooking.
Was Jason Tatum playing a lot better?
Yeah.
8 for 23.
I mean, but he
6
wasn't.
turnovers.
Oh, he did. That's
assists.
what it was. That's what it was in Game 3. I guess you are right about that one. You are right, but yeah, Jaylen Brown definitely.
Jaylen Brown, he was
definitely cooking.
I may have to give Jaylen Brown some more respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
I might have to put him above my dog Brad.
You know what? You might be right about that. You definitely might be right about that. But yeah, they were like getting to the lane anytime they wanted, get into the paint, and it presented a lot of problems for Golden State. And I said, like again, they just weren't communicating as well. They weren't able to stay in front of their man. But Game 4, it was just a different animal. You could see the urgency. You could see the attention to detail that the players were having on the floor. Kevon Looney, like, oh my God, like Kevon Looney was so big for them. No pun intended. He was just so huge for them, bro. Like the rebounding that they didn't have from Game 3 is showed in Game 4. Like, I understand that Kerr, he wanted to sort of try to unlock Draymond Green. That's why he put in Otto Porter to start instead of Looney. But when Looney got into the game, that's when the Warriors just took off, like, because of the rebounding, the offensive rebounding, getting to the glass and everything. So from now on, Kerr, listen, I understand, you want to try to unlock Draymond, get his confidence up, but he's a lost cause. At the end of the day, I don't think you could do anything. So if I was Kerr for Game 5, I would start Looney because of the things that he's done and how valuable he is defensively and rebounding and all that. But I would sort of play with Draymond's minutes a little bit. I would still start Draymond, but probably pull him out of the first quarter, maybe earlier than I would like than usual, maybe 6-minute, 5-minute mark. You know what I'm saying? And just do that because Draymond Green has been a liability offensively. Matter of fact, let's talk about just Draymond Green just offensively. How do you feel about Draymond Green?
It's bad. It's sad to see. I mean, this dude in Game 7 of the 2016 Finals had like 30-something points. And what happened to this man?
Well, Game 7, he was just hot from 3. Like, let's get that. I was watching the film, and he was just.
But even 2019, he was hooping against.
He was. He was getting triple doubles and all that other stuff. I don't know. That's a great question. I cannot answer. Maybe
it's like he's not even trying to like I've seen so many times where he's had like an open lane, or an open drive to the. He just doesn't take it.
You know what it reminds me of? Ben Simmons.
Oh, Lord.
Ben Simmons. You remember with Ben Simmons, against the Hawks, and we were like, yo, what?
At least Draymond is like undersized though. Ben Simmons is like 7 foot.
We were like, yo, why he only scored eight points, bro? Like we're no triple double at all. Like bro, just out there vibing. Like it's the same exact thing. He just lost his confidence. And
like sometimes Draymond is just a liability on the court, and that can't happen in the finals.
Right, because they need him. But hey, they were still able to overcome his bad shooting because he was like 1 for 7. And it was horrible. It was bad. In game 3, he had like a triple single, and I'm being nice right there. He had like 2 points, 3 assists, like 4 It was bad, man. It was a stinker. Like you or me could get that stat line for real. Like it was that bad. Like dude, man. Yeah.
It was. I was like, man, get Draymond off the court.
Yeah, for real.
And it's funny because I literally tweeted it before it happened. I said, I was like, since they subbed Draymond, I watched they go on a run, and the Warriors did exactly that, and I was like, oh, no wonder.
Yeah,
it's just I don't know. He gotta do some soul searching over this weekend. Yeah. After he records them podcasts, because you already know how he get down. But yeah, even his mother was like, I don't know what's wrong with this boy. And you know it's bad when your mom's just like, yeah, you tripping.
Oof.
So you need to get it. Please, Draymond, we need you. Steph can't drop 43 every game.
Yeah, for sure. But I think from now on, I think both teams understand. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of like defensive adjustments, maybe like personnel wise.
Execution.
Yeah, I think it's just it comes down to execution and who wants it more. That's what I think, because I feel like both teams they like their defensive coverage, because Golden State, like Klay Thompson, he's not really going off. Like Jordan Poole, not.
Klay played some great defense
in
that fourth.
He did.
He was moving his feet and everything. I was like, okay, Klay.
Yeah.
He had a big shot too. I said, okay, we just need that earlier in the games from here on out.
Right. But yeah, like I said, I think Boston and Golden State, they like their defensive sort of coverages, whatever. It just comes down to personnel, and then also like substitutions and rotations and everything like that. Because, yeah, the games are not like super high scoring. I mean, Golden State, what they won, 107 to 100. I mean, that's not like super high scoring, for this generation, for this era, you would say like 120, 110 or something. So yeah, the games aren't relatively like too high scoring, so I'm not going to see a whole lot of adjustments. Golden State didn't really make a whole lot of adjustments, except like I said, with Draymond and Looney and Porter and all of them. I thought Kuminga was going to get some minutes, but just looking at it now, I just think
Steve Kerr don't think the youngins is ready.
I think with Steve Kerr, he's like, let's just have Porter play more minutes. And
vets,
and then have Draymond and Looney just figure out their minutes as well.
I think Jordan Poole is ready, but Jordan Poole is different.
Jordan Poole, he's
see, the thing with Jordan Poole is he's like, it's a coin flip.
Yeah,
you don't
man.
know what you're gonna get.
He was good. Like, the thing with Kerr that frustrated me, he was playing good in the second quarter. Yeah. But then the
he
third
sat
quarter.
Him for like the whole third.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, why is Jordan Poole not game? And people were like, yo, what did Jordan Poole do?
Steph was cooking. Though.
He was, but then, like, you want that extra ball handler. You also want to give Steph, some time to at least rest while he's on the court, at least, right? So Jordan Poole would have definitely helped him in that area. So, hey, listen, Steve Kerr, he did his job. He did his thing. Some things I questioned, but he was right. He did. You got to give him credit. That's why I say give him his flowers, because he is one of the all-time great coaches at the end of the day. Like they praise like Jerry Sloan, who's never won a championship. Other people, Greg Popovich and all these other people, but they don't want to give Steve Kerr the credit that he deserves. They say that any coach could coach the Warriors when you have not Stephen Curry and Klay, which is not true. Just look at Mike Brown. Like, if Mike Brown was coaching this team right now, he wouldn't have made those adjustments.
They'd be down 3-0.
Bro,
they'd lose 4-0.
Bro, they'll be down. I say they get one game, but they be down. But they be down 3-1 for sure. Like they wouldn't have won that game last night because he wouldn't have. He probably would have still played Draymond more than he should have, and it would have been detrimental to the team. You know. So yeah, shout out to Steve Kerr. I can't wait for Game 5. How you think it's going to look for Game 5?
Game 5. See, the thing that needs to happen, Draymond needs to do some soul searching. And I know I'm putting a lot of emphasis on Draymond, but it just needs to happen because
who is his trainer? That's the question. Who is his trainer? Because it's not working right now.
But the thing with Draymond, he's a liability on offense because you seen Robert Williams last night. He was literally everywhere in the paint. And you be like, where did he come from? Because he's just leaving Draymond open because he's not an offensive threat. So he's pretty much playing free safety out there.
It's 4-on-5, really.
Exactly, because Draymond ain't going to make a play for you. Because he's not looking to score. He's looking to pass. So Robert Williams can be like, hey, man, I'm Ed Reed today.
Yeah.
And that's why he got how many blocks he had? Few blocks last night. So we need Draymond to do something.
Yeah.
I don't understand, man.
I was watching and I was like, damn, you don't, why'd you pass? You could have did a little floater, you know what I mean? He don't even have to shoot threes. It just do a floater or something, you know what I'm saying? You could, the floater is always open. At least give me 6-8 points, 6 or 8 points at least.
And if you know that the offense isn't going to key on you, that'd be the perfect time for a give, and then you take off or something. You know what I'm saying? Give and go, something like that.
I don't know. I don't understand how he could be this bad at shooting when you have the greatest shooter and arguably one of the 5 best shooters on your squad. Why don't you just go to them and ask for advice? Hey, what's wrong with my shot? What are you doing? Dude, you have the greatest shooter of all time. I would literally go ask him questions what do you think I need to work on with my shot? I guess he don't want to do that.
The thing is, he doesn't do it enough to. Back then, he would at least shoot him consistently.
Yeah.
Now he just doesn't want to shoot him. It's he doesn't want to shoot anymore.
Exactly.
So it's not going to get better because he doesn't want to.
It's confidence, man.
He be shooting him. All right, man. Whatever. I'll shoot one.
It's confidence, man. And he talking all this crazy. He talking all this trash, whatever. But dude, at the end of the day, he lacks confidence in his offensive abilities, even though he's a trash talker, which is weird. You would think that somebody that's always trash talking to the other players, to the other coaches and everything, even fans, you would think that you would have the confidence as well. I look at Patrick Beverley. Yeah, he's a guy that's all loud and rowdy, but he can hit a 3-point shot now and then. Draymond is a different story. Dude, he's just like him and Ben Simmons. Draymond Green, he's like Ben Simmons, obviously a lesser version of Ben Simmons, but he's just all loud and stuff. He'll talk trash to your other team and everything. So, yeah, Draymond, get it together. I want to switch gears. There's been this sort of conversation. So, Draymond Green, he was Cedric Maxwell. He former Boston Celtics player, a Finals MVP. He talked about, I think it was Game 2, how Draymond Green, he was I talked about dudes playing football out there, looking like an offensive lineman. And Cedric Maxwell was like, dude, if you did that in our era, did that in the 80s, you would get clocked. You would get just completely folded, bro. And Draymond was like, you guys act like just because you played in the 80s, you were doing all of the bullying and stuff. No, y'all were getting bullied. And so this whole conversation about just generations, 80s, 90s, and then this generation sort of popped out. We talked about this before, comparing eras and just how silly it can be sometimes. So just how do you feel about that? Just them going back and forth in that area.
I had no news of this. I must have missed this when this happened.
Yeah, they talked about it. They actually talked about it. It was recent.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that. But I mean, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. So it's stupid to even say, oh, if this was the matter. That's typical old head talk. You know what I'm saying? We're not really trying to hear that, man. We in 2022, bro. If the Boston Celtics want to be all we physical, but when Draymond does it, he's a football player. Like, I'm tired of all this. Why does everyone in Celtics fandom they just cry? From the former players to the current players, the Emi and Jay, they politicking in the post and trying to get people, the refs to call more fouls. Like, what's going on? That's why no one likes them.
Oh my God!
Like, they just cry it over and over. Like, bro, we get it. Yes, y'all was all like when it was KD and Kyrie. Yeah, we all physical. Then y'all played the Bucks. Giannis, he's playing the football, he's stiff arming and he called the foul. And then, like, y'all want to be tough so bad, but then when people be like, nah, man, we ain't going like that. Then it's like, y'all crying to the media and to the refs. Man, we trying. Jason Tatum spent more time crying to the refs after the play instead of getting back on defense. And I'm sick and tired of it. I'm not giving them. I don't care what they talk about. If this was I don't care what it is.
Wow,
we've seen enough.
Wow, that's okay. You hot right now. Yeah, dude, they are. This whole comparing era is nonsense. It's just ridiculous. Like, oh, if you were playing back in my day, you would be a bench player. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't last 5 seconds. We would have had your ass on the ground. You would have been out there crying. Like, just all this stuff. Like, just stop it, man, y'all. At the end of the day,
it's funny because it's never really like the all-time great saying this stuff. Like, you don't hear Jordan come out and say that stuff.
Nah, he doesn't.
You don't hear like.
Well, Pippen, he be when he was on ESPN, he used to be
so wishy-washy. Oh, man, whatever. You don't hear like the real like Shaq says it sometimes, but that's Shaq. He say he dominate anybody, so that's just him. Yeah. I don't even think Charles Barkley even said stuff like that.
I don't remember.
The all-time greats don't really talk. It's always the role players that back then on them winning teams that talk like that. Yeah,
that is true. Sometimes, the players back, because, JJ Redick, he be, the whole plumber thing. A lot of these older players, like Eddie Johnson, whatever, he didn't particularly like what he said. And he was like, what you mean, that's disrespecting the game, disrespecting the past. Like, shut up, man. Come on now, bro. Like, he was like, yeah, it's true, but, you're discrediting the players in the past. But, I mean, dude, they weren't as good. That's just fact. You look at them now, like, what was it, not Bob Pettit, Bob Cousy. Like, dude, Bob Cousy was get obliterated if he played in this era, bro. Unless, like we talked about before, he had the same sort of medical, same sort of, conditions as these players have now. Then you have an argument, but... Yeah, just comparing eras is just silly. Like, LeBron James, he would be fine in the 80s. He would dominate the 80s. I don't want to hear about, it's too tough for him. He would shy away. Like, no, he would not. LeBron James has been through enough. He's been, for crying out loud, LeBron James, dude, bruh. Like, I don't even want to talk about
I
just
don't
his.
think they even know why he put on all that muscle in the first place.
Yeah,
they
man.
don't watch basketball.
Yeah, man. Like, he played against the Celtics, played against the Bulls. Like, them dudes was, they playing football out there. Like, let's not get it twisted. Joakim Noah, KG, and all them boys, Kendrick Perkins. Like, come on. Like, he played against the Detroit Pistons.
Had to go up against Prime Dwight.
Come on, man.
He had to bulk up. That's why he's like 250. He was like 250 all muscle at one point. He's leaned down towards the end of his career for injury reasons and stuff. But like LeBron ain't no punk.
Come on, man.
Yeah, he flops, but who doesn't flop? Like, come on. Man.
Yeah. Who doesn't flop?
Y'all got me defending LeBron on this beautiful Saturday afternoon.
Like, come on, man. Like, LeBron, he's a generational talent. Like, he could play in any era. I don't want to hear that.
It's just guys that can just play no matter where they are.
Exactly, bro. Like, he's been through enough.
Let's cut the foolishness.
Now, there are some players that you look at and you like, would they get intimidated in the 80s? I mean, it's possible, but just overall, the era that we are in now is the most skilled era in basketball that we've ever seen. And I just think that these older players, they just want to get all the credit. They want people to give them credit and everything like that. And they're just gonna have that animosity. And JJ Redick, I remember him and Stephen A were going back and forth about just the generation, like how how the older generation talks about the newer generation and just how there's always this conflict, right? And what I mean by that is that is that they always like to like take shots, right? Like you like Stephen Curry is always sort of in, the joke of everything. Like, oh, they like I think Oscar Robertson, I remember back in the day when Steph was winning MVPs, was sort of not giving him his credit, giving him his due because he's the screens and all that stuff, the shooting threes and everything, not going to the paint as much. And how do you just feel about just the older generation, not even just players, but media as well, that are sort of, I guess, not giving, they're just taking shots at the newer generation, calling them soft and saying all this other stuff?
It's pretty corny. Like, these is world-class athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's a few soft people in the league, but to say the whole generation as a whole is just soft, that's kind of a stretch. I ain't gonna lie. These dudes is out here playing. Now, they kind of have a point with the games played. Older players, they played more games throughout the season. But, like, that just means they was more durable. And we don't even know. They could have been playing through injury. These players today probably like, look, man, I ain't about to risk my generational wealth to play some meaningless game in March.
Yeah, against the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, against the Magic, against the Houston Rockets. Like, they probably not going for it these days. So, I mean, I really don't understand what the animosity is. I just think it's like a human thing. People always think their generation of stuff was better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, this music was better. I think it falls under that. So people go to bat for whatever was in their generation because they think it's better than what we got today.
Mm-hmm. What?
They got a point in the music part.
Yeah, yeah. Let me ask you this. What generation of basketball was the best to you? Like, let's go to I'm not going. Let's start at the 80s, because 70s. I always say this. The NBA really started in the 80s. Like, before that, it was just like, phew. But 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010s, and now we're in the 2020s. Which generation do you like the most?
See, it's easy to just say, oh yeah, the 90s, but like the 2000s, man, they had Kobe, Shaq, AI. Shoot, Prime Dwight was running LeBron.
But the thing with
Dirk.
the 2000s is that you had the Spurs in the finals, you had Detroit in the finals, you had the Nets in the finals.
What's wrong with the Pistons?
Come on, like 70. You like them 75, 70 games.
6 years of the 90s was the Bulls.
Okay.
So
at least the Bulls are fun to watch.
Wow.
Like, if you watch them historical finals with the Bulls, like, they were fun to watch. Like, even though it was like it was more like a 90 to like 85 contest. At least you get to see Jordan play, you get to see Pippen play, and they were they were highlight reel, man.
I mean, the 2000s had plenty of highlight players though.
Yeah.
T-Mac.
Yeah, but the style of play, Detroit, the Spurs, well,
those are outliers. That wasn't the norm.
Okay, all right. And then, like, if you watch,
I think 90s and 2000s would be tied.
If you watch the 2000 Lakers, man, they were. Hey, I like Kobe, I like Shaq, but I was watching like Game 7 against the Trailblazers, and man, I was falling asleep. It was the pacing. Matter of fact, no, I was watching the Spurs versus the Lakers. I think it was 2001. Man, you talk about slow pace. You talk about guys, like, every possession was half court. Give it to the big man. Shaq getting fouled. Like, oh, my God. That stuff is boring to me, and I almost fell asleep. And I like Kobe. I like Shaq. Those are two of the greats. But that style of basketball, I need some tempo. I need some pace. That's why my favorite era is probably the 2010s. You know why it is? Because that's when threes started to get a little bit more emphasized. The tempo was a lot better. The skill level was definitely there. Like, LeBron was at his peak. Kevin Durant was getting to his own. Stephen Curry was coming on the scene. Kobe, he was still good, in the beginning from like 2010 to 2013. Russell Westbrook hit the MVPs. James Harden, Chris Paul, 5'9" Isaiah Thomas doing this thing in Boston, which was
season.
Kyrie, or like all these different things. And then the games weren't like 130, 110. It didn't start getting out of hand until probably, I say 2018. That's when it started, like the scoring just started getting ridiculous. But from 2010 to like 2016, in my opinion, that was just peak basketball for me, because a lot of the games were so competitive. Guys were still playing at a high level, like a LeBron, like a KD, like a Steph, Clay, Draymond, Derrick Rose, for crying out loud, Russ, all these different things. It wasn't a whole lot of, you had the Miami Heat super team and everything, but there wasn't a whole lot of like super teams and everything like that. It wasn't a whole lot of crazy player movement. So it was before that. So I just think that era was just amazing. I don't know how. And then the Wizards, you forgot the Wizards. Remember, that's when they peaked, bruh. How you gonna say the early 2000s and the 90s, but then you gonna look at you forget the Wizards, man, with John Wall and Bradley Beal.
That is true, but like the league went to crap when it's Mike D'Antoni's fault.
Wow.
He implemented that system in Houston where they took majority threes, and then everybody else said,
it was Golden State though. It was actually Golden State.
Mike D'Antoni was the one who copied him.
He put it on steroids.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
I just seen a video about it, how going over have threes ruin the game or something like that. I think Jimmy, you know who Jimmy?
Yeah.
Like that. He was talking about that and how the D'Antoni system was taken advantage of because threes are more efficient than twos.
Yeah.
Because the points per shot or points per basket is higher. It's like one something, and for mid ranges is like less than one. So Mike D'Antoni was like, oh yeah, got the analytics and stuff involved, and was encouraging his team to shoot more threes until it bit them in the butt and they missed 27 in a row.
Yeah.
But then people started like once the analytics and stuff about the threes, and the game just got boring. People, instead of going to the basket, they widen out to the corners to take threes. I'm like, oh goodness. Actually, you've probably seen that play. It was the Nuggets. I think it was Michael Porter Jr.
I think I probably have.
And two other players on a fast break. It was 3-on-1.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. and them, they went to the wing in the corner instead of the pin. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was bad.
And it was down 2 points.
Yeah, it was bad. That's why I didn't after I said from 2010 to 2016 was like peak for me, because that was before like Mike D'Antoni sort of like implementing all that stuff, because I think I forgot who was it, Kevin McHale. He was still coaching the Rockets in 2016, so that's when he got fired, and then they brought in Mike D'Antoni. But yeah, you're right. Just the James Harden drip step back, that stuff. Like people were like, oh my god, James Harden doing this, but I was like, I mean, yeah, it's cool, but I mean, I don't like watching that basketball. Like just dribbling 20
life
times
has corrupted the sport.
Yeah, hot sauce.
Too many heavy tweens going on.
Too many guys that want to be like hot sauce, but nobody want to be like want to be skillful. You know what I'm saying?
Jordan Poole is a baller's life product.
That is true. And
you see more and more like the one-on-one basketball is clearly better nowadays, but like too many people think they're like that.
At one point, it like I would say from like 2018 to like 2020, like that 2-year stretch, it was getting bad. And so finally, listen, I know we like to like say a lot of things negatively about the Suns, but hey, they were playing more traditional style system, with the mid-range shots.
Giannis and the Suns, they restored order.
Yeah, they did. They brought back that old school sort of relying on the mid-range shot, and then you also see with the Celtics with Tatum and Brown, they're utilizing the mid-range shot as well. Golden State, they've always utilized the mid-range shot. It's just people thought that they making all these threes, so we gotta just make all these threes.
Utilize the mid-range.
Yeah, the Toronto Raptors, the Spurs. Yeah, that was great basketball. Great basketball. Great display of basketball. I just hope that we keep the mid-range shot, because it's definitely a beautiful part of the game. But yeah, Bradley Beal, on the other hand, when he shoots them long twos, that's not beautiful.
See, the thing with long twos is you might as well just shoot a three. Because it's just a less efficient shot. You might as well just take the extra step back for the three.
Yep. So, me personally, 2010s. I don't know.
Like the first half of the 2010s. But that you can't really do that.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't half step it. You gotta go full.
I'm going full. I'll go 2010s.
Okay, I say 2000 because I was able to see it, actually see it.
All right, gotcha. All right,
even though I think 90s had the most all-time talent.
Did they really? Did they?
Like look at the guys that played there and where they rank in the top players of like Jordan. Hakeem.
Okay. They're top 12. Okay.
Then the Magic was still playing.
He played like 1 or 2 years.
I'm counting it.
Come on now. Okay. All right.
Like the Scottie Pippins,
Pippen,
John Stockton, the sicko Malone, like
Charles
Gary
Barkley,
Payton,
Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq, Penny.
Penny. He was good for like 2-3 years.
He got hurt.
Yeah,
he
was good.
He was really nice during.
Yeah, he was.
Kobe was drafted in the 90s, but he's more of a 2000.
Yeah, 2000 guy. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Dennis Rodman. But I could argue, 2000s, they got some heavy hitters too. Like they got KG, Kobe, Steve Nash, Chris Paul, LeBron.
He said Steve Nash, y'all.
Come on now. Kevin Durant, Jason Kidd.
KD was a 2010s product.
All right. I'll give you that. But I'm just saying, that is facts. Tracy McGrady. Vince Carter, who else? I'm probably forgetting some names. Dwight Howard. Like, dude, come on. Hey, Shaq was still balling. Dwayne Wade. Chris Bosh. Dirk.
Baron Davis.
He was good. He was all right. Dirk. I said Dirk.
Oh, you said Dirk?
Yeah, I said Dirk. But yeah, those are some. They measured up with
Raptors, Chris Bosh.
They measured up with the 90s. I don't know what you're talking about. Them guys measured up with the 90s.
I don't know. Jordan moves the needle.
He moves the needle, but you still got Kobe. You got Kobe, Duncan, Dirk, KG. Who else? LeBron. AI. Those you could argue those 6 games right there. That's top 30. Those six guys are in the top 30, bro.
Sure.
And so like you measured up. I don't know. I think that's better than the 90s. I'm just saying.
I did say
and
the
Shaq too. And Shaq.
I did say the 2000s.
And Shaq. So. But yeah,
you won't get no fight from me there.
All right. Well,
if it wasn't for Jordan, it'd be 2000s hands down.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Let's talk about the NFL. And I want to talk about.
I'll try my best not to bring up that team in Dallas.
Who is under the most pressure to perform this year?
Ooh, that's a good question. From like established players or like a young player standpoint? Because there's plenty of young guys that need to perform.
Let's start with a young player.
Okay.
Let's start with the young guys that just came in the league.
Probably.
Like it could be for like first year to like your third year or something, or fourth year. Honestly, rookie contract. Let's go rookie contract.
I think it's easy. I think it's Justin Fields,
and
not because it's because of the management and the fans. They already turning on him. They already think he can't do so. If he doesn't perform up to their standard, they probably gonna ship him out of there.
Justin Fields. That is true. You got a point.
I don't think he's getting fairly judged.
Evaluated. Yeah. That's a good one. That is. But I think that the person under the most pressure as a young player, I got 2 names.
Okay. Oh wait. Could Justin Herbert fall under that?
Nah. He already proved himself.
With what playoff appearances?
Okay, but we still understand he's like a top 10 QB. He's sort of lived up to his potential. So I'm talking about guys
stats with. I ain't even gonna get into that.
I'm talking about guys that still need to establish themselves. We're looking at them like, okay. There's two guys, Tua.
Oh,
and Zach Wilson.
Yeah, Tua is number one.
Tua and Zach Wilson.
I forgot about
those two guys. Now, if I had to pick one, I'd probably go Tua because
Zach Wilson.
Nah, I'm going Tua because if he don't produce this year, then they're gonna be done with him. Like,
oh no, I thought you meant like which one you rocking with.
No, I'm talking about most pressure.
Tua, if he stink it up again, he out of there.
Yeah, he out of there. So I'm going Tua. Like you get Tyreek Hill, you got Jalen Waddle, you upgraded your roster. You have.
Do they still got Devontae Parker? Or he got it there?
No, he out of there. I think he went to the Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. But he needs to really produce because there's no excuse now. Now we could talk about how about like now established players. Like who's an established player that's under the most pressure?
This may sound a little unlikely. Actually, no. I think it might be Derek Carr.
I was thinking the same thing.
It might be Derek Carr because he got Hunter Renfrow. He's got Darren Waller. Now got Devontae Adams,
Chandler Jones.
Yeah, they need to do something.
Yeah, and then you got a new coach, offensive-minded coach from the Patriots.
They need to produce.
Yeah, Derek Carr. That's a good choice.
Also got your boy, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, Devontae Adams was saying, his talent is like Aaron Rodgers. I was like, okay, all right. I mean, I heard those comparisons like back when Derek Carr was sort of like in the MVP conversation when he was like actually really good.
2018 year.
Yeah, around that time they were comparing him to Aaron Rodgers, but. Hey man, you gonna compare him to Aaron Rodgers? He needs to produce, and so yeah.
No, I'm saying Aaron Rodgers is on fraud watch.
Oh, he on fraud watch. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. See,
I'm tired of him. We need to see more from Aaron Rodgers. He got this. People, he's the best. Man, listen, I need him to win a playoff game.
Dak Prescott on fraud watch too.
No.
Yes, he is.
No.
Yes, he is.
He may have some pressure on him, but fraud watch is crazy.
We gonna put Aaron Rodgers on fraud watch, but not Dak Prescott. An MVP on fraud watch, but not Dak Prescott.
MVP that got bounced in the divisional round of the playoffs.
But look at Dak Prescott. What happened to him?
What Aaron Rodgers? He had one more week.
Okay, and exactly. So he should be on the fraud watch
list too. Why are you comparing Aaron Rodgers to Dak Prescott? Why is that the standard? The standard for Aaron Rodgers should be Tom Brady in them.
But Dak Prescott plays for the Cowboys, and the Cowboys won 12 games, and they were at home. Well, home field advantage.
Who was the number one seed in the whole NFL? I think. Oh no. No, they I think they had the second best record in the NFL. And got bounced by the underdog 49ers.
That is true.
At home.
That is true. But
that's the thing that y'all like to do. Y'all be trying to y'all want these elite players to be held to standards to guys that by the media standards and fan standards are not elite. I've heard Dak is not elite all last season. Even it got even worse after the play. So why are we even trying to match up Aaron Rodgers to that? If he's just transcendent quarterback and the best in the league.
Didn't Dak Prescott get paid an enormous amount of money?
That's just the market.
It's the market. It's the market. But if you're getting paid all that money, shouldn't we expect him to be good, really, really good? Damn near great. If you're getting paid that much money, we need you to produce because if you're getting paid that much money, that means we're not going to be able to re-sign certain players. That's like you're looking at the Cowboys situation right now. That's one of the reasons why they can't re-sign some guys. They can't get guys in free agency because of Dak Prescott's contract.
Wrong.
And Zeke's contract as well.
$20+ million cap. They just don't want to sign.
Oh, they don't want to sign. Okay, all right.
Steven Jones is cheap. We all know this.
He's cheap. All right.
Cap boy. That's what we call him in the fan base.
All right.
Because he doesn't spend no money on free agents.
You can believe that all you want to.
It's literally true.
Okay.
Like everyone knows the Cowboy season model was built through the draft. They do not sign big free agents. Never have. And they have the last big free agent they signed, I think, was Brandon Carr. And they saw how that worked out, and it was like, yeah, we ain't doing that.
I mean, he was good for y'all for a little bit, like a year or two, and then he just got washed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But we all know that's the Cowboys model.
Dak
Build through the
Prescott.
draft
Dak
and get
Prescott's
cheap
on
free
fire
agents.
watch list, bro.
No, he's
Yes, he is because, dude, you getting paid all that money and you got all those weapons around you, and
the coaching staff should be on fraud watch, not my QB1.
nah, bro, you trying to protect him too much. You
Listen,
typical Cowboys fan.
I will let you know when Dak isn't doing what he isn't doing.
He ain't do it last playoffs. He ain't do it. Where was he at?
See, you need to ask where Kellen Moore was at.
You know what I mean? This guy right here, you giving excuses. Like, come
Tony,
on now.
bro, the drive we had Tony Pollard and we went and scored like a touchdown in like 3 minutes. Then they decided to not play him like that anymore.
I do agree that.
Y'all, that's the thing. Y'all don't understand the politics that go on in this organization.
I forget. Did they remember when they lost the 49ers? It was like a controversial play. What did they do again? Did they take a knee or something?
They did a QB
scramble.
With like 13 seconds.
Oh
left
yeah,
with no
yeah.
timeouts.
Okay, I'll give you that. That was on Kellen Moore. But Dak, he could have been like, nah, we ain't
Dak
doing
could
that
have been
shit.
better. Yeah, for sure.
He could have been like, nah, we ain't
There's
doing that
room for
shit.
improvement every game.
Yeah, because he has the credentials now.
But I'm not blaming that loss on Dak. A lot of things went wrong right there.
The
defense couldn't get a stop in the beginning of the game. Let the 49ers just run all over him. The first drive of the game, I was like, yep, it's going to be one of them games. And then the freaking Kellen Moore, the bad play calling. Like, why are we running long developing routes when Nick Bosa is in the backfield 2 seconds? You know what I'm saying? Why is Zeke getting most of the carries when he had a torn PCL since week 6 that they hid from the media? And then why is Tony Pollard not getting more run when the offense was the best when he was on the field?
Okay.
Why was Tyron Smith getting whooped up on and he's supposed to be our second best lineman? Like, why was the line couldn't block? They couldn't block a parked car. It was just bad.
How we can't escape this one player. We can't just let this one player slide because he's been good in the first half, the second half.
Murray?
Yeah. Let's talk about Kyler Murray because
isn't he due for a contract after this?
Something
season?
like that, but he's trying to get an extension. But look, he's I would say Kyler Murray is the Zion of the NFL. You know why I say that? Because dude is injury prone, man. Like he'll be good. All of a sudden, he get hurt and he ain't the same. Like he's just on and off. Maybe it's because again he's 5'9". He's not that big, so he's gonna be prone to getting hurt. And listen, Kyler Murray, at the end of the day, they drafted you number 1. You want that contract extension. You want to be paid that enormous amount of money. But, dude, you got to be consistent. I had you on my fantasy team. I thought you were going to do wonder. Like, I saw you the first game of the season. I was like, oh, shit. Like, dude is balling. LeBron James was feeling like, yo, this dude Kyler Murray is different. I was like, bet. We about to win this championship. All of a sudden, the end of the season, you like 11th ranking fantasy quarterback. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You got hurt and all this other stuff. So Kyler Murray, you're on fraud watch list, my sir. There's a lot of expectations for you. I don't want to hear, the NFC West. No, I don't want to hear that. You got to produce because some of the best quarterbacks, top 10 quarterbacks, they produce. And I don't want to hear Brian out here saying, "Oh, Dak Prescott better than Kyler Murray."
He is.
No, he's not. That's ridiculous. That is, if there was a draft,
real ball nowhere's no.
If there was a draft and you could pick Dak Prescott or Kyler Murray, you're lying to yourself.
My QB didn't quit in the middle.
You're lying to yourself if you say, "Oh, I'm gonna pick Dak Prescott over Kyler Murray."
My QB didn't quit in the middle of a.
But what happened when the Cardinals played y'all, man?
What that mean?
What that mean? Dak Prescott ain't show up. It was Kyler Murray that showed up, who outplayed him. So how does that look?
Kellen Moore.
Always blaming. He don't want to get. He don't want to blame Dak Prescott. Always protecting Dak Prescott. You see what I'm saying?
Wait. Let me get this straight. Wins aren't a QB stat, but the losses are.
But I'm saying Kyler Murray outperformed Dak Prescott and won the game. Yes, barely. Come on now. He outperformed them for sure. Got them down the field. Got touchdowns on all the other stuff. Dude was balling, bro.
He ain't had that great of a game.
Okay, whatever. I'm just saying, every time he plays y'all, he seems to get the dub every time.
We played him one time.
Wait, didn't y'all play them last year, or was that? I swear.
I don't think we played. I think that was the first time we played them.
Because I remember, I think it was it Thursday
We might have
night?
played the preseason.
I
but
think
we,
I remember it was one time. I think it may have been Thursday night or Sunday night. It was prime time. And y'all were getting smoked, like completely
And we
smoked.
actually, that might have been the year Dak got hurt. So I probably don't bring no merit on that.
All right, well, whatever. Regardless, Kyler Murray did this thing. Yeah, he's on fraud watch list. Oh yeah, Deshaun. See, the thing about the QB market. No.
He should be on the Supreme Court stand.
I wasn't gonna say. I wasn't gonna bring that up. What I was gonna bring up is Deshaun Watson's contract and how it just changes the whole QB market.
Okay, before we get out, let's do what coach is on fraud watch.
Oh, okay. What coach?
My candidate is Mike McCarthy. You got to at least get us to the divisional round. At least.
I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to say Mike McCarthy. He was on fraud. The minute he got hired to the Cowboys, he was on fraud watch list.
Ron Rivera's on fraud watch too.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, he best season was 7-9. You almost, you came back and almost beat the Bucks.
You know who we forgot to put on the fraud watch for the beginning play? Jalen Hurts. He is on fraud watch.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, yeah, he did get them. They got better
the
players.
weapons.
Yeah.
They got boosted up the defense. He just got to go out there and play.
Yeah, he does. I give you that. He definitely, there's high expectations for him. Yeah, Mike McCarthy, he's been on fraud watch list for, I don't know how long.
Is Brandon Staley on fraud watch?
Who was that?
That's the Chargers coach.
Yeah. It's possible. It's definitely possible.
He's a good coach, but he just got to get it done.
Yeah, they need to win the games they need to win.
They got to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
If not, that's a failure.
Brandon Staley, Mike McCarthy, Ron Rivera. Who else? I'm trying to think who else.
The Packers coach, he not on Matt LaFleur. He not on fraud watch.
I don't know. It's hard to say because they have won. I don't know. I guess I might as well. If you're gonna put Aaron Rodgers on fraud watch, you might as well put Matt LaFleur on fraud watch because they had the number one seed. Sure, they're winning games and they got the number one seed, but you gotta close the deal. And you got to make those adjustments and everything like that. And a lot of times he hasn't made those adjustments that they needed to win, especially on the offensive end. So, yeah, you could definitely say that because I felt like at times that the Packers, they should have ran more instead of just being pass happy like they did against the 49ers. So, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah. Switching gears, I want to just talk about the impact that Deshaun Watson's just contract is having on the QB market because they talked about just Lamar Jackson and him wanting an extension, and I believe the owner he was like, bro, like Browns, what you doing and stuff because you gave a man that has 24 lawsuits, $230 million fully guaranteed.
That's bad for business,
bruh. You know how crazy the market is now? Like, it's just all over the place. Because now Lamar Jackson going to negotiation, he's like, I don't have no lawsuit. I don't have no 24 lawsuits.
I played last year.
Yeah, I played last year. I have an MVP.
Won an MVP,
yeah, I got like 2, 3 Pro Bowls, you know what I'm saying? All Pro, first team All Pro. I've been on the cover of Madden. Like, dude, I deserve that money. And so... And I like I like the Lamar Jackson, but 230, no.
Not fully guaranteed.
Hell nah. 230.
No one should be getting that kind of money.
It's like not even my home. My homes didn't even get he got like 500 million, but like it was stretched out. Like was it 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years, something like that.
Bro, it was stretched out. Like Deshaun Watson, I think that deal like 5 years. Come on now, man. Like the whole market
Bozo of the year, Cleveland Browns.
So just talk about just the impact that this contract is gonna have for many other quarterbacks.
If you didn't pay your franchise QB before this season, Godspeed. Because that market is cooked. So whoever gotta pay Kyler, Lamar, Godspeed to them. Because Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, man, they coming for that bag.
Oh man, Justin Herbert. Joe Burrow.
I'm telling you,
Man,
boy.
it's gonna be
And
bad
young
out
QBs,
here.
y'all better earn that money because I'm telling you, if you play good, it's going to be you got a big payday ahead
Going
of
up a big bag.
And I
you know?
doubt the owners just like no. I doubt it because
Yeah.
it's very hard to find a franchise QB.
Yeah, it is.
Even if you do tank, you could end up with a Sam Darnold, a Josh Rosen. You know what I'm saying?
Josh Allen gonna get paid too. He gonna.
I thought he already got paid.
Oh,
yeah,
did he?
I think he got paid like
Oh, he
44.
did. Well,
last year.
when it comes up again, he gonna get. Hey, he gonna get that bag.
Keep up the level of play, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Did Derek Carr got his money right or not?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I know he may have. He probably did. I wouldn't be surprised because he did get them to the playoffs last year, and the owner seems like he likes him. He trusts in him, so yeah, I think he might have gotten paid. Hey, if I'm wrong, then it is what it is. But
yeah, they gotta open them checkbooks, man, because Kyler and Lamar, Joe and Herbert, they coming for that bread.
Yeah, for sure. What's the one NFL team that you're most excited to watch next year besides your own team?
Honestly, it's between the Chargers and the Jets.
The Jets?
Yeah.
The Jets? Why the Jets?
Mostly because like the rookies, Sauce and Jermaine Johnson. I also want to see how Zach Wilson develops and things like that.
Okay, I'll take your word on it, but
and the Chargers, obviously, Justin Herbert is electric.
I'll take your word on it.
They boosted up the defense. They still got Keenan Allen in them, so yeah, they'll be fun to watch.
My team is obviously the Raiders because I just want to see. How this is gonna look because you got Josh McDaniels as the head coach, and we already know his history, and you got Derek Carr, who's he's a quality quarterback, but he can be inconsistent at times.
You put him in the same tier as Kirk.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Matter of fact, he might be tier 2. He might be itching towards that tier 2. I'll say. Derek Carr, I'll say he about tier 3. He with the Kirk Cousins. I forgot who else is in the tier 3, but yeah, he's
Jameis Winston's.
Jameis. I guess.
I think Jameis will be fine. Give him he was playing well before he got hurt.
Yeah. But
the Saints are gonna be pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, they are. Didn't they get Landry?
Yep.
Yeah, they got Landry. They got Matthew. Michael Thomas is coming back. I haven't seen him in so long. Bruh.
That dude just fell off the face of the earth.
Dude just getting paid for nothing. Just rehabbing and talking trash on Twitter. That's all you got to do. That's a great life, I tell you. Man, that's better than Ben Simmons, what he doing. Just sitting on the bench.
Ben Simmons got to show up and get a fit off, but shoot, Mike Thomas just at home chilling.
Yeah, he's just home chilling, just rehabbing. You living a life.
There's a few teams that's gonna be fun to watch, like
Buffalo.
Yeah, obviously the hard hitters. Like I'm interested to
Chiefs.
see how the Chiefs is gonna be.
Miami Dolphins too.
Dolphins, yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah,
the Broncos.
See how the Eagles look. But
I
watch
the
every
Eagles
division game anyway.
It's gonna be interesting to see as well. Obviously the Rams.
Obviously the what's that team name? The Bengals.
The Bengals, yeah.
See how they fare after the Super Bowl loss.
Yeah, especially with all that talent in the AFC.
The Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos with Russell Wilson. I wonder if Russell Wilson still have it. Is Russell Wilson?
I think they'll be all right.
With that new team,
that division is stacked, man.
It really
Playoff
is.
teams, caliber teams, top to bottom.
We really gonna see how valuable Russell Wilson is.
It's gonna be a war.
We'll really see how valuable Russell Wilson is because the talent. The coaching and all that other stuff is just top tier. It just really is. But,
I'm interested to see how this whole 49er situation develops. Because Debo's back. He came back to OTAs or whatever it was.
Yep.
But we don't know if he's still committed. Maybe he just showed up so we don't get fined.
Right.
And we don't know the quarterback situation, if they're still set on Jimmy G or do they trust Lance or not. Like, we don't really know.
I heard like one thing from Trey Lance and OTAs that he would play pretty well.
Okay, that's
yeah, but I don't know how how valid that is. I don't know if that means that they're going to go his way. They're going to say, okay, we'll give the young guy a chance, or they're just like, nah, we're not going to take that risk. Especially OTAs. Like, again, it's OTAs. It's not even training camp.
Training camp is next.
It's like late July.
Late July?
Maybe late July. Yeah, something like that. So we'll see how he looks in the preseason and training camp. But until then, I'm not even gonna listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's OTAs, bro. They're not really doing that much. Yeah. Is there anything else that is on your mind that you want to discuss?
Nope.
Nope.
No, not really.
Okay.
Predictions for game 6?
Yeah.
No, 5.
Game 5.
I think we both got Warriors.
Yeah, we got Warriors, and then what was it? Game 6.
Game 6, Clay puts the Celtics out their misery. Give me Warriors in 6 still.
I got Boston. Like I said, I have Warriors in 7. I just think that the Warriors, listen, they'll play well
for the league.
They'll play well in game. One of the things that I didn't mention was the officiating. I told you that James Capers, because he's the lead ref, that they're gonna let them play more. They're not gonna call as much.
Yeah.
And
except Derek White had like 5 free throws, and the Warriors had like 5 or 6.
Yeah, because at times I was like, damn, Jason Tatum, he didn't get a foul called. Stephen Curry, they didn't give him a foul. Like
they called one ticky-tack call on Steph. He was going down the lane to try to draw the foul on Jaylen Brown, but they called him for the push-off. But I'm like, Jason Tatum does that literally every time he drives. So it's like they was picking and choosing. I ain't like it.
But yeah, one of the things that was very important, you see the difference between Game 3 and Game 4 was the officiating, because Scott Foster, he be calling that bull. You already know it's some bull crap. It's some bullshit, you know what I'm saying, when Scott Foster is officiating. But James Capers, I already knew. I was like, favor Golden State, because if it comes down to, okay, we're just gonna let them play, Golden State got this in the bag, because in Game 3, one of the things that was the problem is that Golden State kept getting into foul trouble, specifically Stephen Curry, Draymond Green. And so yeah, this game last night, Stephen Curry, he did a better job in sort of avoiding, fouling players and that nature, and that's how he was like sort of able to really go off, because he was able to be free. He was able to freely do what he needed to do. And so I don't know who's officiating for Game 5. That's really
Please don't be Scott Foster.
I don't know. I doubt. I'm surprisingly haven't seen Mark Davis. I guess he's not going to be officiating, which is good too, because he be on that. Hey, he's not a fan of Golden State either, so that's a good thing. So hopefully it's Tony Brothers, because Tony Brothers, it seems like they're always on the side. I saw something where it's like Tony Brothers, like when he's reffing the Celtics. It doesn't usually go the way for the Celtics. So hopefully it's Tony Brothers. Hopefully it's not Scott Foster. If it's Scott Foster, then
In the mirror is a miracle. Hey, wipe your face, mama told you no more tears will flow. We eating better than we was a few years ago.